Hello, I'm Bob Taggart.
And I'm Carson Keisinger.
I'm president of the Bennington Historical Society.
And the Bennington Museum.
And the Bennington Museum.
You're at the
Research Room.
Research Room. I have to give you credit for that because it's a great role you play and I love working with you. And I am the Reference and Adult Services Librarian at the Bennington Free Library. Yeah. We have teamed up to take you on a little adventure.
Yes. Everyone wants to know about their house and the history of the house and who lived there and when it was built and who the owners were. And so we're going to try to walk you through that today. We're here in the town clerk's office and they have records going back to 1761. And we got lost the other day in those records, didn't we?
We did. And we had a great time and we've returned. It's not scary.
Not yet.
And we're going to try to recreate the process, which is going to take a lot less time, by the way, than our meander did.
Yes, yes.
But the goal of this series, which, by the way, will be in 3 other locations, right? We will be at the museum at some point. We'll be at the Bennington Free Library. And we will end up at Cat TV, which is really exciting.
Yes.
So we've chosen the Cat TV property for this example. I don't even know how we fell upon that.
I don't know.
I think it just worked out. But
it's a nice building, and it's a good. We found a rich history in it, and what we did too before we jumped into the records, we did a little background research, and it's good if you're working on your house if you can, through ancestry or through other documents, you get some superficial information. We looked at the Historic Structures Report, which is in the library.
Yep, which we'll see when
and
we're
we got
there.
information on the house. We went to Cat TV, and they gave us information about the prior owner, so we knew that already, so that was a good start. We used the Bennington Library, microfilm, newspaper stuff that give us information, and we went on to Ancestry to get information on the owners, the families who lived there.
And you have a personal Ancestry account, don't you?
Yes, and that's, at the
confession.
museum we've got an Ancestry account, and it's open to anybody who wants to come in. And we got cooperation with the Historical Society. Ann Bugby wrote a wonderful research paper on this. Bill Morgan provided information. Joe Hall was ready to assist. And we created a timeline. So with this information, it's a little bit easier for us to go through the records. What you do, you go to these index books, they're grantor and grantees. And so we would start with the first known thing is Catamount Access TV.
Right, that's who owns it now.
And we go get that file card. So why don't we go over and find that file card for Catamount TV?
And how do we know where in the room to even start?
Well, that's the problem too.
Okay.
You got the real old ones over here. You got 1947 to 99. They're all labeled. But over here, we have 2000 to 2022, and we know that that's our thing, right?
We knew.
You want
Sorry.
to find that again? You were looking for it before.
Well, and I can confess that actually, even if we hadn't talked to Cat TV, which the owner, you would know is the owner of your own house.
You know that this is the current owner.
Yeah, we found it from someone's obituary, but they had told us. So it's just alphabetical, which is why you were joking about the alphabet.
Yeah, and these are also filed with grantor and grantee all in the same file, which is handy.
Yep.
I just learned that today.
There's actually all kinds of cards in here. By the way, we're not supposed to take them out of the drawers, and I did not. I did not take them out of the drawer.
Good. We can read.
I don't know if you can get. So it's alphabetical, and we're looking for Catamount Access.
And there's a couple cards in there.
Did I go too far? Oh, okay.
CTA.
Whoop. So there's the first one.
And what's that? That's the resolution.
It's a resolution card. And we're going to be honest, we're not attorneys.
No, you get stuck on a lot of the stuff.
We don't necessarily know what a resolution card is. So we kept going. There's a few different kinds. But the second card is the warranty deed card.
Yeah, and that's the one that's important. And that shows you what book to look in and what page. So it says book 376, page 160. 376. These are the modern ones.
These are the modern ones.
What do we got?
376.
You got to find the pages. That's another
Page
difficult.
160.
39. Come on, you guys.
No, it takes time. This all takes time. This is how it
155.
works.
155. 160. So this is a Helen Gibney to Catamount Access Television, a nonprofit corporation with its principal place. Okay, so we know that Helen Gibney sold the property to Cat TV. We know the date of November 16th, 2001.
Yep, date
So-
of record.
And that the deed shows you, it describes the premises.
And it also gives you the next breadcrumb,
Yes.
which is the really exciting part, which
Yeah.
is why you start from the known and go to the unknown.
Yeah. So it tells you, and there's a mortgage, and all this glop is here. You can ignore that, but it gives you a description of where the boundaries are,
Yep.
which is kind of interesting. And I haven't really studied those quite yet, but
So when we did this is the great thing about starting with the known.
Yeah.
And it's a very recent record. As we work back,
Yeah.
you'll see that they're not in. The handwriting is interesting.
yeah,
and
this is easily written.
the binding is interesting. But what you get is the previous.
Yeah, tells
So
you.
you're
Yeah,
granting.
refers to the deed of Daniel Keller and his wife.
Yep.
So
That gets
actually,
you.
that gives you. Actually, that's this.
Yes. That's how we did
Let
it.
me see my notes there.
He
to make
doesn't
sure
want
that-
my notes. He wants.
No, I got to just get it set in my head.
This gives us.
Yeah,
Daniel
so we don't
J.
have to go
Keeler.
to the grantor book. I'm learning too as we
don't.
go along.
Well, and then it depends. Like what?
Okay.
But what if you bought your house years and years and years ago? Maybe you
Yeah,
would have
then you,
to go
then you, yeah.
to a
I'll
previous
put this
book.
back where it belongs, and we go to the next one, which is
Should we talk about the next important step in the process that I always give you a hard time about?
sure, why not?
Documenting.
Yeah, she is.
So here it is. Do you see? Bob's like, Carson, let's go to the next book. And I'm like,
Yeah.
wait, Bob,
Write
I
it
must
down.
write
Write it
down
down.
all the notes. And literally, I've numbered, number 1, we found
Yeah.
this. Number 2, we found this.
The next one is
Red binder, I even wrote.
Yeah, well, I wrote down here. I see. Red
Oh,
volume.
good.
See? So we go over here to the red volume.
Next binder.
Oh
Yep.
boy. Oh.
Oh. Do you trust my notes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Implicitly. What was the page number?
Book 087, page 146.
146.
And this is, we're not making this up. This isn't magic. It was written in the deed in the previous book. So you're
140.
really just following breadcrumbs.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of fun. Just try not to get lost on the trail. Bring your own. No, don't bring snacks. You're in the archives room, so don't bring snacks, actually.
141.
087, 146. It's at the very end.
147. This must be it here.
Ta-da!
146.
So we can leave these out.
Daniel Keller and Catherine Keller, wife of the said Daniel J. of Bennington, bought it from Gibney. They're
Yep. So Gibney,
Sold
we
it to
had
Gibney.
Gibney to Keeler. Yep. So this is Keeler.
Keeler to Gibney,
And then,
and this is 1945. This is May 9th. That's the year World War II ended.
okay.
May 9th, 1945.
Yep.
Keeler sells it to Thomas and Catherine Gibney.
So we've been following breadcrumbs from deed to deed. But if you lose your way, you can go to the Grantee Grantor Index.
And we certainly lost our way a couple times. Thanks, Carson. The Keeler to Ritchie these don't give amounts, nor do they say if there's a building on the property. You can't tell when the building was built by looking at a deed. So that makes it a little bit hard. You can't get a year of construction. That's going to require something else.
Yeah. But we'll get to look at some of your maps when we go to the
Yeah.
museum.
Look at the maps.
And
And you also, in your library, in the Vermont room, you got that tax.
the site survey.
Well, you got records of the town assessments, and those show if there's a big wide difference in the valuation. There could be something put on the building, or it could be built, or listen,
Do you know what I love about this? Is that I'm like, no, in your building there's this. And you're like, no, in your building there's this.
All right, so
it's like
there's
so much more fun to play in someone else's, like,
Yeah.
oh, let's find this. No, let's find this.
there's that one.
So you've just taken us all the way back to 1917.
Yeah, now we're back to 17.
Yeah. So April 1917. I don't know if you want to. Oh, this was one of my favorite parts. Do you remember this?
Take a deep breath.
This is a great
Deep breath.
part. No. Do you know what's great about this?
What?
Look, remember? 'Cause we were like, now where do we go? And I know we were hurrying and reading and
Yeah.
copying and writing my step by step, but I see my little handwritten references.
Oh,
The
yeah.
librarian was geeking out over
yeah.
See book 072, page 98 and 99 of land records, which of course I jumped back to, but that was just the quick claim deed.
Oh, yeah.
But I was like, well, look, it's a cross-reference handwritten in the
Yeah.
margins.
It's amazing.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. All right, so there's that one.
We're having entirely too much
Now-
fun, Bob.
So the next one, so we got Richie now Richie's the one that builds the store on Main Street.
Yes,
Becomes a big
Alexander
shot.
K. Ritchie.
And so where did Richie get the property? So that's the next step back.
Yes, and we have to remember.
So now what we can do is put these away, I suppose.
Oh, it's no. You have to,
make
yeah, I
room.
mean, you do have to put stuff away, but it's more fun to play with it.
Now I think we go to the
So,
mother of all indexes here.
book 08.
We want
Which
to
you just put away.
Oh, these are
Big
real.
white books.
These are real.
Yeah, I actually have
these are
written
real
in my
hernia
notes.
makers.
I have number 6, big white books.
Yeah.
General Index, book 1,
So
grantee from grantor.
the
So, Nelson Thayer,
Thayer would be the grand
I
grand
think,
tour.
right?
I got the
This is
grand-
gonna. Don't mind the fact that we're
Grantee
always gonna
from-
be switching.
grantee from Grand Tour. I want the Grand Tour from Grantee.
Well,
Don't
I had book 1 grantee from grantor, but maybe we did look it up backwards because we were,
Yeah, we're kind of
we were kind of in the flow of it. We
Well,
still found it though, which is the great thing about cross-referencing.
Well, we
like
knew.
sometimes
See, we
no
had- we
matter,
had a-
matter,
Yeah, we were what's that? Whatever.
but you can find it either way.
So we went
That's
the
why they have both.
the Grand Tour is Thayer.
I love it.
Here's where it gets tough.
Well, now here's my question.
Yeah, here's the Thayers.
08183.
And we got tons of Thayers here. We got, oh my gosh, this guy must have selling everything to everybody and their brother.
Oh, this is such a beautiful book.
Yeah, this is all handwritten.
This is such a
Thayer,
beautiful book.
Simon. Now this guy Thayer's name, what's his first name?
Nelson.
Nelson. Oh, your notes.
Thank you, Anne.
Your notes, Nelson. Nelson.
I know we're nothing without the little timelines that we made before we came in because it kind of helps keep you.
Nelson. Oh, blimey.
you. So I had 524, but I think this is fair to say because you're Thayer,
Oh,
Lucretia,
you know,
Thayer.
There's the problem.
like
It's Lucretia. Thayer dies, and Lucretia does the deal. So she sells to Richie, book 55, page 621.
Yes,
Yeah.
and that's a faster.
Yeah,
So
'Cause-
that was faster than we did it originally.
yeah, because
This is where Bob coming back and looking
well,
again.
I cheated, but yeah. See, the
He came back and did extra research.
Nelson died,
love
and
it.
then Lucretia came along, his wife.
Well, his wife.
So
yeah.
she sold to Richie, book 55.
Page 621. So this is book 55, page 621. Thayer to Ritchie. And I can't help myself. I'm going to be a super geek and say, I would assume this is the mark of someone who had transcribed or digitized it. Or in some way entered it somewhere. I can't help myself. So Thayer to Ritchie, warranty deed. Know all men by these presents. That I, Lucretia Thayer of Bennington, in the county of Bennington, and state of Vermont, for the consideration of $3,500 received to my full satisfaction of A.K. Ritchie of Bennington, in the county of Bennington, and state of Vermont, do give, grant, bargain, sell, and confirm unto the said A.K. Ritchie by his heirs and assigns a certain parcel of land lying and being in Bennington, in the county of Bennington, and state of Vermont, and described as follows. Described as follows. Bounded on the north by Main Street, east by lands recently owned and occupied by the late Henry F. Dewey, deceased, south by lands of Ernest Patterson, and west by lands of S.B. Pike, H.J. Potter, and Violetta Houghton.
So there's that. So that gives us a date for,
This is
where are we?
this is why it's really important to slow down
you gotta stop and think
and
about
take
this
all
now.
of your. So we of course did not do this as fast as
No, so now
we're doing it now.
we got Richie who bought from Thayer. So
55,621.
now where did Thayer get the property from?
So this is October 1st, 1885. I have this as step 8. Now my question is, we went
Does that
to...
give you any reference in that one to the...
Well, somehow we did. We went to 42,539,
Yeah.
Thayer and wife to Whitney. So I'm... Hawks to Bartlett.
No, I guess not.
October 2nd, 1885.
Well, we can look up
Bennington Town Record. Book
uh,
42, page 539.
that was another hernia. Oh, geez. Holy moly.
This sounds good.
Here's the grantee from grantor. So let's look up
So the buyer
Thayer.
there.
All right, he's the buyer. T-H-A. Uh-oh. Oh, Thayer.
Thayer.
Again, you know your alphabet, you're a lot better off. Thayer. See, here's the problem. You get all these different names in here. He sold wood to Safford, to Dodge, to Day, to Thayer, to Wood, to...
Bennington Town Record.
Let's see, Thayer's Nelson, right?
Thayer's Nelson.
Nelson, okay, here we go. Nelson to... See here, Nelson to... All right, Patchen. He bought it from Patchen. Book 40, what do you got, book 42?
I have 42, page 539. And 540. But that's actually Thayer and Whitney. And then,
Yeah, I got Thayer to Patchen,
yeah,
402.
there was a... Yeah,
Book 42.
do that one.
42, 403.
42.
So
So we're back.
Oh, we're going to do the...
I
Can I
think,
go?
I think
yeah,
it's
yeah, white books.
42. Yay, 42. I'm going to go back to the, well, what was it? Bob, what was it?
Book 42.
Look at the marble pages. Sorry. Just look at the binding. Look at the binding, by the way. It's just beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
42.
And this is why I'm amazed we can touch these. Because
Yeah.
in library school, I would have been yelled at for this.
Or
and it
had
had to be
gloves
gloved.
or
Yeah.
masks. And,
So I'm sorry. I forgot the page number again already.
that's page 403, madam.
Oh, thank you, sir. This really has been a lot of fun. And didn't we say, so even though half the morning and we both had to leave and we were like, don't you just want to go eat something and come back and keep going?
Patchen
Patchen
the
to
Thayer.
Thayer.
So this is where,
Oh, this one's harder. This is the warranty deed right here. Warranty, know all men.
this is
by
February
these-
of 1866.
Yeah, know all men by these present that I know this. I'm not reading it this well. I've looked this up before.
Yeah.
Lyman. We know that it's Lyman S. Patchen because we've found him in other.
Yeah, we were able, that's the benefit we had with our research.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you might be up the creek on this one.
Lyman S. Patchen of Bennington in the county of Bennington and state of Vermont for the consideration of $1,350.
1,500.
I guess that's dollars.
Yeah.
Was received to my full satisfaction to the full satisfaction of Nelson Thayer.
So we're thinking the house was built in sometime after 1866. What was I?
And once you actually, if you can capture all these or, transcribe them, then you'll have a better sense of everything that's in here. And it would take some time to read. But
I guess we're done for today with these records,
we're wrapping up.
Well, we found out that Catamount TV bought it from Helen Gibney in 2001.
Yeah.
And then we found that Gibney bought it from Keeler in 1945. It was in there, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got
this was the
Keeler, who bought it, who sold it to Ritchie in 1917.
We moved back fast.
Yeah, and then Ritchie bought it from Thayer in 1885. And then that's over here.
Yep, there's a Thayer.
And then finally we got Thayer. Where'd he get it from? This is the property in Main Street. He bought it from, we looked up here in the index book, and he got it from Patchen. We found that report, that deed, and that was 1866. So I think the house was built in 1866.
Yeah,
And that
sounds-
goes along with the register and the other stuff we've been doing.
in Ann's article,
Yeah.
close to 1866.
So it didn't take too awfully long once you know what you're doing.
Well, I still don't think it's a good idea to confess that we, know what we're doing.
No, we
A
kinda-
spirit of adventure
Yes,
is always good.
go
We
down-
did get a little stuck.
We do.
We got a little stuck,
and,
but-
and I always have to wait for you to take the notes, and I want to move forward.
That's because I'm like, stop! I
Yeah.
need to document. Resetting is a good idea. When you get stuck,
Yeah.
kind of go back, go over what you've written down, find.
Yeah, go
And-
slow
and
and
just-
figure it out. Write everything down and where you got it from.
Or, if you don't like to write stuff down, you could have a research buddy.
That's right.
I think that was my favorite part of the process,
Yes.
is having a research
Well,
buddy.
we worked on it
So-
together, so we both balance each other off.
If you're going to do this, I say get your neighbor or someone, come on down and have fun.
Yeah, have somebody check
you. And then you two can follow. You can
Yeah.
come here.
We've got it figured out pretty much, the white books and the red books and the grantor books and the, those things. And a lot of stuff is online, too.
Yeah, I would definitely,
So, that's good.
you can start
Yeah.
on the town clerk's website because they've made it really easy to
Yeah.
start there
Do the
In
grantor,
your-
grantee,
in
and
your
then,
pajamas,
yeah.
whenever you want. So that means next,
Well, then we got to move on, don't we? Now I think we should look at the maps.
I think
And
we
then
should
we
look
got
at your
the
maps
directories, too.
and your town directories. We
That'll
should,
show who lived where and what they did, and
Yeah.
and then we got some ancestry stuff we could bring into play. So we got a lot of stuff.
yeah,
Yet.
there's going to be a lot of fun
Yeah.
at the museum.
We can get now involved in the people part of it. This is all the land. This is kind of,
land.
I won't say this is boring, but we can get into there's a Civil War guy somewhere in all this.
There is.
Yeah.
And actually, should I do a little sneak alert? There's a librarian in here.
Oh, that's true.
But we'll
That's
talk
true.
about her
Now,
when
let's
we get
not
to the
only-
library.
Don't need
It's
bag.
really interesting how, we were simply starting with Cat TV. We're like, let's just find the Cat
Yeah.
TV property.
And now we got
And
the
who
mill.
got
We
it?
got Richie's store. We got
Just,
kinds of
just
stuff.
wait till you see
Yeah.
what we have.
Yeah.
Wait till you see what we found. So next we're going to go
To the library and the museum.
to the museum. Let's go to the
regional,
museum.
The regional history room.